finally have ourselves second game of Dota of the day. Stay. Hello and welcome to the second game of the day. It is gonna be TCM taking on Mousesports for Season 6 of StarLadder. We are gonna be seeing the first game of TCM of the season for Mousesports. It is gonna be their second game, actually, sorry. Yeah, no, their second game. I can count, great. Of course, these scores not yet updated with the game that we saw earlier today, but Mousesports have had one game so far. And I can actually spoil that because I don't think you're going to be watching it back. It was a 12-minute GG they forced out of Fnatic. So let's see how they're going to be doing here. Of course, Mousesports, the winners of the Western qualifiers of the International against a team that we haven't seen in a long time. Can they, well, pull an upset here, prove to be a dark night, or will they get rolled over by Mousesports? We'll see it, and I say we because I'm not here by myself. I am here once again with Kanaz.
Happy to be here.
Good, because we should be in for I hope an enjoyable game. Like, I haven't seen TCM for a while, but I'm expecting them to be prepared for this match. I mean, it's not just any match, they're fighting up against Mousesports. We know that in the past they've always been a team that did their homework. They might not be able to get as much practice in as other teams, but they did do their homework in terms of what other teams would play and what their favorite styles were. We do see a Lifestealer getting banned out against Mousesports, as well as a Mixed Assassin, Wisp and Bad Rider there as well. Shadow Demon the first pickup for Mousesports, and a Darkseer for TCM, who had first pick in this matchup.
Yeah, pretty much standard bans coming out once again. Lifestealer kind of has taken up his spot as first ban material, since most teams don't want to deal with Rage anymore. And Gyrocopter now coming out from Mousesports, so everything looking like what most of the Western teams favor right now. A little unusual to see Darkseer picked up first, maybe. I think sort of he's started to become relegating to maybe even 4th, 5th pick. But if TCM particularly like the hero, he's still certainly a hero you can make arguments for first picking.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what they're going to be doing with it, because I'm maybe still expecting a Lone Druid. I know that TCM loved to play Lone Druid, but it's a loved because I'm not entirely sure if they still do, and if you pick up a Lone Druid, you're going to expect him on the offlane, where Darkseer is probably going to be. And they pick up a Rubik and a Nature's Prophet, so leaving the Magnus in the pool, not really picking up any powerhouse just yet, and are kind of keeping like all their options open. Nature's Prophet in the jungle, probably, but could be on the mid lane, could be on the off lane. Darkseer on the off lane, probably, but could be in the jungle, could be on the mid lane. Rubik, I think we can safely say that he is going to be played as support here. Yeah,
the Rubik almost certainly going to be played as support. We don't get to see those exciting games where he got to be mid lane and got farm and did crazy, tricky plays that turned the tides of fights anymore. Sad, miss those days. But yeah, pretty standard, I think. Nature's Prophet, maybe he'll end up in the mid lane with the Darkseer he picked up. Unless they want to force someone to just be a dedicated jungler and the other hangs out in the off lane no matter what, they're probably going to have to put one of those two heroes mid.
Yeah, and I was actually going to ask you if you would expect a ban from Mousesports for the Tinker, because we all know that Nature's Prophet Tinker is a very good pushing combination, just a global strat, and Nature's Prophet picked up this early might indeed hint towards that, but Mousesports instantly think, you know what? We actually want that hero. We'll take it, and we are going to be counter split pushing you with our Tinker, and probably going to have their solo mid hereby selected. And TCM thinking about their next ban, because we are in the second ban phase. If we look at Mousesports, they're missing either a secondary support or jungle hero and an offlane, and offlane is the one that they ban out. It is the Lone Druid that they will not be getting.
Yeah, so they're going to ban out the Lone Druid as sort of just an off carry for Mousesports to run. And we've seen Quakeva run a lot of sort of secondary carries lately, especially the Lifestealer sort of played as an off laner or a second tri lane while Black just farms on something. It's been working pretty well for Mousesports, so it looks like that's what they're going to do with the Lone Druid here. And I'm not sure Tinker will end up in the mid lane. We see a lot of Tinker actually lately farming in the safe lane. I wouldn't expect Mousesports to do that, since I don't think I've ever seen Black play Tinker.
No.
But they could certainly do it in the off lane in the hands of Quakeva as well. And he can sort of do the stack Ancients, kill it with Marching Machine strat that used to be pretty popular.
Yeah, I actually just realized that the combination of Phantom Lancer and the Keeper of the Light is still in the pool. And we might actually see TCM pick it up because it could fit in their lineup. I mean, you have split push and you have counter push to make sure that the game lasts long, and then you have a Phantom Lancer to try and take down the rest late game.
Yeah, actually, either team could pick that up very easily right now. Mousesports, Fata plays Gyrocopter pretty often as well, so he could be in the mid lane with Gyro, off lane Tinker, and then they could finish off their tri lane with Keeper Light Phantom Lancer as well. So if anyone wants to go that particular duo of heroes, they could pick it up either team. Not really sure if you expect it. Oh yeah, Phantom Lancer can get banned out now. Maybe TCM thinking the same that I was, that Fata likes to play the Gyrocopter in mid lane.
Yeah, you cannot risk having Black on that PL then.
Yeah, you don't want to give Black Phantom Lancer and then end up against the Cancer combo with the Keeper of the Light in your tri lane, because you can't even really contest that. That lane is really difficult to fight.
Yeah, if you're not planning on picking it up yourself, you have to ban it out, just in case. You don't want to be dealing with that. And we're going to be seeing TCM banning out their last hero. Is it going to be a carry, or is it going to be a hero like a Klinks? Safe lane farming and then still have the Tinker in the mid. Gyro's aggressive tri lane. Or is it going to be a support that follows up nicely with the disruption of the Shadow Demon? There's a lot of options for TCM. And there's not really anything that you can really stop here. And they ban out the Keeper of the Light, just in case that tri lane would still be there.
Yeah, already having the Tinker on the Mousesports lineup, if they had managed to pick up Keeper Light, they'd have a lot of split pushing potential with that. They could send the carry to one lane, Tinker can be in a second lane, and then wherever the rest of their team is together with the Keeper Light in the third. And they can have all three lanes pushing at the same time with a lineup like that. So betting out the Keeper Light, probably smart. I don't know if necessarily Mouse would have picked it up here, but it would have made a pretty powerful split pushing lineup, and I could see not wanting to play against that sort of team.
Yeah, we actually, as Chad also pointed out, we have two stand-ins for TCM. They're not unknown though. They are definitely players that we have seen before and have seen perform solidly as well. Arise is here as well as Atsi. I believe Arise used to play for KP. And
yes.
Atsi, not entirely sure, but a name that definitely sounds familiar for me as well.
Atsi, who did he play? He played for someone else as well, I don't remember.
Well, at least it proves that they're not unknown with the competitive world of Dota, and the only question really is how
5 seconds remaining.
Well, how used to are they to playing together, because team fights might be around the corner. We still have the Magnus in the pool.
Yeah, kind of surprising to see Magnus not picked or banned. Mouse could certainly still run him. TCM, maybe it's a little bit harder for them to pick up Magnus. They end up with a very greedy lineup if they pick Mag, because they're going to have to jungle, dedicated jungle, Darkseer, or Nature's Prophet, and you probably favor the Nature's Prophet for that. Then they're going to have a dual lane, a jungle, an off lane, and a mid, and that makes them kind of vulnerable to just getting out farmed by Black. It kind of feels like they maybe want to do something about that with this kind of lineup right now.
Yeah, well, they're taking their time, so they're not quite sure themselves, and are actually taking in heavily into their bonus time. They haven't used this much just yet. Anything's on the table, only knowing that they're going to be up against the Tinker and a Gyrocopter is enough to make you think about it, and they're still going to be picking up the Magnus, and instantly a Visage from Mousesports, no hesitation. It is going to be Shadow Demon Visage combination. It is a pretty okay-ish combination, of course, Soul Assumption with a Soul Catcher, both souls actually. Of course, working is very powerful. I mean, Visage on an aggressive tri-lane or any tri-lane has got a very high nuke to begin with, and if you amplify that with a Soul Catcher, that's going to be massive. And of course also, if Visage gets level 6, Disruption,
10 seconds
and then birds can
remaining.
just come down when the disruption is over to time that properly to have solid stuns
5 seconds
followed up on that
remaining.
one.
Yeah, and with Visage and Shadow Demon, that's the makings of a pretty aggressive tri-lane. So they can pick up a secondary carry here and run it in the aggressive tri-lane, let Black farm and Gyro cover safe lane if they want. Or they can run Gyro in the aggressive tri-lane and maybe pick up Black something else that's just going to sit safe lane and farm heavily. Nothing really coming to mind for
10
me
seconds remaining.
that they would pick up in place of the Gyro. I think they maybe just give something else for
5
Quakefa
seconds
to
remaining.
run in that tri-lane.
Yeah, you always have the Clings, you got Faces Void, which Black also used to save farm. With the Juggernaut now picked up for TCM, that's a hero that is also used to start pushing fairly early on. With the Nature's Prophet, he might be able to get something done, but there is now like this window of opportunity where TCM is strongest, and it's going to be tough for them to utilize that to their full potential, because Tinker is going to make it tough for them before the Gyro or any other
10
secondary carry is
seconds
going to be big
remaining.
enough to take on the Juggernaut one-on-one.
Yeah,
5
definitely, and
seconds remaining.
Nature's Prophet can kind of be slowed down pretty badly by Tinker. By the time Nature's Prophet really wants to start roaming around, he's going to be running into Tinker having Boots of
Ooh.
Travel as well.
It is
And
a solo mid Visage.
that is looking to be the case.
I like it. He can be going toe-to-toe in mid lane against the Magnus very easily. Ranged against melee, I mean, already having an advantage there. He'll get his birds up real fast because you level fast in mid. Of course, nobody else to take your experience from you. And all in all, I think it's a nice change. I have to say, I don't think I've seen Fada play Visage before.
I don't think I have either.
I mean, we've seen plenty of Visages mid, not from Fada, I think. It'll be
10
interesting to see how that's going to go.
remaining.
As we have
not
Le Shrek picked up last, of course.
I'm not even
5
sure I've
seconds
seen
remaining.
competitive Visage mid.
Yeah, I have.
It's possible I just missed games where teams picked that up, but I'm having trouble recalling a time. I know he came. Oh, they're doing the swaps.
Oh,
The
come
fake
on.
outs. Big fake outs.
Prepare for battle.
Le Shrek solo mid, yeah, that's fine too. We've seen that tons of times.
Yeah.
Though, yeah. Well, I was hopeful there. But, yeah, let's go over who's playing what then, because Black is going to be playing the Gyro. We don't know yet if he's on the aggressive tri-lane having Tinker safe lane solo, or if Black is going to be on the safe tri-lane, but we'll find out. We have got Puss playing the Shadow Demon. Sinrin on the Le Shrek for this game. Quakefa playing the Tinker. And in the mid lane is going to be Fada on the Visage!
Oh, they swapped. They
Oh,
double
come
swapped.
on!
The double swaps.
Come on, Sinrin on the Le Shrek! How very confusing is that? But I mean, I get it, I like it. It is playing with the mind of your opponent. They actually both said good luck, have fun in the heroes that they swapped around with.
And then
Probably,
swapped
and then
again.
swap back. How tricky.
Mind gaming.
Yeah, very much mind game. And this looks to be an aggressive tri lane with a Tinker, and then have Black safe lane soloing on his Gyro.
Yep, and for TCM on the Dire, we have Blueberry Ninja playing the Rubik, who looks like he's going to be supporting up in the top lane. Go Audio going to be on the Juggernaut up there. Mid lane, we have Arise. Bottom lane's going to be Wern, and I'm missing someone. Oh, Nature's Prophet, of course, Otzi. He's still hanging out in the fountain, so he's going to be jungling. Nothing too surprising with these lanes.
No, well, yeah, Nature's Prophet in the jungle and Darkseer on the offlane. Probably the best choice of the two, and Darkseer probably doesn't have to go to the jungle at all, because he'll be up against the solo lane in Black. Could try this tower skip if he wants to. But he has to be careful for Black's flag cannon at some point, I think. Because he can try to take it down.
Well, he's probably not going to be too concerned about Flat Cannon, but Rocket Barrage is definitely more of a concern, especially at level 1, because there won't be any creeps from the Dire side back there if he tries to skip. If Black just goes over there, Rocket Barrage, he might be able to just get the kill, especially since he will have to get Ion Shell if he's cutting the creeps and won't have Surge as a result of that.
Yeah.
And Rocket Barrage does a lot of damage. So, and Gyro just naturally faster than Darkseer, because why does Darkseer need fast move speed? He's got haste on a spell.
Yeah, it's actually only 5 movement speed difference.
Is it 5? I thought it was
No, it's 10. 15. 15. Oh, I had someone else selected then. Oh, I had the Tinker selected. Well, they're both tinkering people, both have glasses on. I guess that's my excuse.
Yeah,
it's true,
so
though.
the 15, yeah, they do. 15 makes a big enough difference that General will be able to keep just in range for the Rocket Barrage, which is what's relevant. I don't think we'll be seeing any creep skipping going on here from Wern.
Sinran's actually going to be picking up a haste rune here. Let's see where he's going to be going with that. Into enemy jungle, he does have wards, realizing someone is going to be... I like it. Someone's going to be in the jungle. He places that ward there, he clears the trees first. That's basically one of the only few places that you can actually place a ward there on the on this spot here, otherwise it's not possible. And this one actually is not blocking the camp. Because it's still spawned. So I'm not quite sure. He did probably misplace it a bit then.
Yeah, I think you have to put slightly further to the right.
Yeah, it's a very like there's this inch where you can actually place it and then you have success, but doesn't look like he got it here.
Yeah, Syndrome gonna be slightly disappointed with putting that in the wrong spot. I guess he probably won't realize, since they're unlikely to head into the jungle trying to find Nature's Prophet for a little while. And the offensive tri-lane Tinker, that's something you see every day.
Nope. I guess in a way it's all about getting that Tinker, that boosted travel. Doesn't really matter that much how fast he levels, but if he doesn't get his farm up, that's gonna be putting Mousesports quite a far away behind. And as we said during the draft, TCM has got this pushing lineup, so when they start pushing and they don't have a Tinker yet that has boosted travel, Mousesports is gonna be, they're gonna be pushed actually. Just that.
Yeah, he should probably have it still within a relevant time frame. And actually, Wern did creep skip bottom, and Black chose to level up Homing Missile at level 1. So didn't really have the Rocket Barrage to punish that. I'm surprised he went with Homing Missile. He looks like he's maybe thinking about doing something. No, not. All right, he's just kind of watching him cut off the creeps, gonna farm in the tower. It doesn't hurt him too bad, since all he's probably super concerned about is farming.
Yeah. Oh, Werner actually gets a home missile right now. That's why he picked it up. Should Werner try to dive? Of course, that's something that is often done by tower skipping Darkseers. Try to dive the opponent under their tower. But should he have tried that, that would be a home missile to stun Werner under the tower of the enemy, and that's not somewhere you want to be. And we have got Sinran now, this time blocking a camp properly. Woohoo! Jay.
Just trying his best to deny any farm from TCM that they can with this, again, pretty greedy lineup since they're running the dedicated jungler. It's not too often anymore that we see the dual lane with a jungle and an offlaner.
Yeah. At least not when there's an aggressive tri-lane on the board for your opponent team, because that's tough to deal with. But for now, possible, because Mousesports hasn't really been that aggressive. Quickfire sitting on 16 to 5. Of course, some are jungle heroes, jungle creeps from that, and Go Audio, he is being shut down. 8 for 0. Oh, disruption, Soulcatcher up on there as well. Here comes a Split Earth, and that's gonna be Blueberry Ninja getting blocked a bit, but should still go down. Edict helping out, and Sinran picking up the first blood, and Go Audio not able to do anything against that. Might actually be able to get some right clicks here in now. Last hits in because he knows that Mousesports is not around. Nice march machines.
This is actually one of my favorite support duos, the Leshrac with the Shadow Demon. I feel like Leshrac may be a little underutilized as of late, and maybe it's just because teams don't really go for the all-in push strategies the way they used to, and that's where we saw Leshrac really shine with the Edict. But Leshrac definitely a powerful hero.
He is in a lot of trouble. Here comes Werner trying to help out, but the creep wave comes! And Black gets himself a solo kill. No wards around here. And he just scouted out, and he's gonna go for a Homo Missile. Surge is already up. Support from Visage is coming because he picked up a haste rune. How lucky can you get? No more Surge for Werner for another second or so. And that is gonna be a Homo Missile still hitting. And is it gonna be enough is the question. There's gonna be another Rocket Barrage in just a second. Black can turn it on if he wants to, and he wants to, and he's gonna be getting a kill. And that is gonna be a double kill for Black in a way, even though the kills were a bit too far apart to actually get that one going. But that was action, more action on top lane. Disruption, trying to help out, keep Pass alive. And the March of the Machines there to also stop things from happening. And in the end, did Synderen actually die? No, he just rotated middle.
Yeah, Synderen just left the lane. It was they went in on Shadow Demon. They saw Leshrac had left the lane, so they thought that was their time to go, and they almost got the kill. But unfortunately, March of the Machines still goes through the Blade Fury from Juggernaut, so he took a lot of damage. Was forced to just back off. And surprised to see that Otzi was aggressively jungling there for a moment.
Yeah. And
got caught out by Black, which is exactly what you don't want to do, is feed Black a kill that you didn't need to.
Yeah, we've got ourselves another go on the top lane. Blue Bear and Ninja gonna get locked in place and taken down very easily. Go Audio taking a lot of Edict damage here. Rockets will fly. They won't be killing off Go Audio though, but they do force him to place a healing ward. And that's gonna be Mouz. Having a good time, all in all, on all the lanes. Mid lane, it's Arise, it's sitting on 30 for 3. Fada, 24 for 3, so slightly behind, but he did get an assist on a kill on the bottom lane.
And Black looks like he's getting chased down in the bottom lane, escaping for a moment.
Yeah, it's still looking for revenge. It's gonna be helping, trying to maybe push the tower a bit. Make Black's life difficult as Black is actually trying to escape. Awareness surges up, looking for Black himself. Black has got a Rocket Barrage and a cooldown if he tries to turn it around, but would actually have gone down. Probably. If he tried that. So he is going to be out safe. But he gives up his tower. Ooh, look at those birds. Level 6 and level 4 Nature's Prophet. Those familiars might be able to get a solo kill if they continued going. They don't have the stacks anymore though. They will recharge their stacks and get more attack damage when they come out, and the TP actually out from Etsy.
Yeah, unfortunate that just because of how the familiars actually work, they're kind of hard to get solo kills with, just because they lose damage as they attack. So he won't be able to get away for the moment, but he's pretty low on HP, and with these familiars hanging down there, it really makes it dangerous for Wern on the Dark Suit to try and dive Black. If he gets stunned under the tower by one of those gargoyles going down, he can just lose his life very quickly.
Yeah, we see them trying to set up for something. Like, even if he gets caught out of position, stunned, in a position where there's no creeps around, there will be a call down, Rocket Barrage, Homing Missile, and Black might be able to get himself another solo kill. As by the way, Mousesports, they've rotated their supports, and it is now going to be a Tinker solo who's going to be in some trouble if this Magnus actually comes in. He is smoked up, and he is looking for a kill. Would have to dive through the Martian Machines. Not pretty if you want to do that, but
yeah, but this is an important timing to get this kill. He's only about 400, 300 gold off now of his Boots of Travel, so they're going to be able to kill him off. That slows him down, and that's exactly what you need to do, because once this Tinker's Boots of Travel, he's going to be able to start moving around and setting up kills elsewhere, and they're already kind of struggling in this game.
Birds are gonna be. Oh, Missile still hit, and they're gonna be stunning up. Werner, no chance for him. He goes down. Black with the killing spree right now. And that was I actually thought they were gonna let him live because he was already under the tower by the time the home missile hit, but those birds, they made it happen.
Yep, familiars too strong, and
middle tower is under attack.
This solo mid Visage doing work in this game with these familiar micro. He's not really doing too much with the hero, it seems like, but the birds are all over the place.
Yeah, and that's of course the good part about it. I think Aoi2000 would be proud, as he has been calling Visage OP the whole weekend already, or week rather, because it's not weekend. Crazy talk. Well, Koikfa, he has been shut down, but not that much though. Like, he had 16 something gold when he went down, had 15 something gold after he got back up, and now it's already up to 18. Just needs about a couple of last hits and should be able to get those quite simple, because there's no real killing potential up on TCM. They do have the Omni Slash, but there's just too many creeps around, and there's gonna also be the Disruption. Actually, the Disruption walks away, but shouldn't be too hard for Koikfa to get his Boots of Travel up right now.
Yeah, just one last hit that he's just got denied from, actually. There's only so much they could do to really try and shut him down. They probably know he's close. They don't know exactly how close. But unless they're going to camp multiple heroes up here constantly, they're not going to be able to stop him. And so getting that one kill to slow him down was definitely important.
Mid laner Rise might be in a bit of trouble. They're trying to chase him down. There's gonna be a skewer away. Should be the only thing. Oh, actually, Soul Assumption. Nah, it's not enough. Birds are gonna be too late. If they try to stun, actually, they couldn't even stun because the stun was already used.
Yeah, it was on cooldown.
There. Magnus will have his RP again for the next fight.
Yeah, we'll see where he tries to rotate to make something happen there. It'll be a little too late for him to go in the Tinker, so I think probably the target should be Black in the bottom lane, but they'll need someone else to rotate down here as well if they want to try and get a kill on this Gyrocopter. He's already doing pretty decent on farm up to 1,000 and has quite a few last hits, not quite as many as Tinker, of course, who's just been sort of going the March of Machine spam in lane to get all of the kills.
Yeah, and in terms of net worth, I mean, it's looking really good for Mousesports. The only one that's keeping up, well, two that are keeping up a bit are the Magnus as well as the Juggernaut. And Juggernaut, he can't really get anything done just yet. I mean, if you look at his inventory, his core items, he needs a bit of extra farm to get his core items up. While for Tinker, his core item, Boot to Travel, he has that one. We have the Gyrocopter, who has been given all the time that he needs to get his items up. And has got 1400 gold already, and TCM, they are the ones right now that are forced to move, basically, because they don't have all day. At some point, that Gyro is going to be too big for them to take on, even with the Juggernaut there.
Yeah, Gyro he's not farming the best right now, Black, but he is 3-0 for kills as well. He's been harassed out of lane several times, so he's not getting all the last hits, and of course, having the last hit under your tower at level 1 isn't the easiest thing in the world to do. Black, of course, he's good at carry, so he did a good job of it. But still way out farming the Juggernaut right now, who's sitting up in the top lane, only has phase boots, and now he picks up a magic wand, not even really looking close to anything else. And not sure exactly what build they're going to go for on the Juggernaut for TCM.
Oh, a Rise. He looked to go for a solo kill right there, but his visibility rune helps out. Does he still want to try this? Yes, he does, and he actually gets it with Season Nature's Prophet ulti bouncing through, past getting only slash creep wave there to at least delay his execution, but he'll still go down. Cinnamon tries to go for Go Audio, gets a stun. Go Audio gets a surge. Also got himself a negative urn charge though, but the stick charges will help him stay alive. It is a 2-for-1 trade, and in the end, Magnus going down for a solo mid and a support. I guess that's a good trade for TCM, the best trade they could have hoped for. A lot of rotations being used for it though.
Yeah, they end up committing a lot of heroes to that. And while they're doing that, Black was just kind of farming away. He's heading towards the mid lane now with that double damage from the top, 2200 gold up on him. And it looks like they're going to try and target down this tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Edict from Leshrac as well, and no glyph to save it.
Oh, that's going to be the second tier 1 tower of the game going down, and Fada picking up the gold. Fada on the Visage, he's going for a mechanism. Actually, that's what you would expect. I mean, he's got a null talisman. Secretly, I'm thinking Dagon, Dagon, but I'm thinking mechanism because of course because of the buckler. But
yeah, pretty much exactly what you would expect when you have a hero like this in the mid lane. This is sort of just one of those intelligence heroes that usually has a rather large mana pool and can afford to just farm up the mech early. Because having that mech fast, we saw how it worked out for Na'Vi last game. Of course, they hit it a little bit faster than what Visage is going to have, since he chose to pick up Bottle and the like first. But definitely will still help them with this forcing the pressure mid-game.
Mousesports just surgical precision, just everybody rotates bottom, take down tier 1 there, last tier 1 on the map. And I wouldn't be surprised if they now try to do the same thing on the tier 2s, just rotate past single one of those towers, knowing that TCM can't really fight back. They do of course have got an RP, which is great, but they don't have any damage to really go through that RP, or through the RP targets. And they don't really have a mechanism to also sustain their fight, so it's gonna be tough for TCM to fight back, and it looks like the only way they wanna try to fight back is by counter pushing and just by getting towers of their own, which on the top lane might actually succeed. They're gonna go for Quick Fire. There is gonna be an only slash as well. Skewer passed by, but doesn't really do anything. The Shockwave still though from Arise to pick up the kill. Etsy standing in March of the Machines. Etsy, you were... Wow. He wasn't even aggressed on. No, he is just that harassed from that March of the Machines that is maxed out completely on the Tinker.
Well, he also tanked up like 6 or 7 tower hits And he's not a particularly high level, so this still hurt pretty bad. Bottom lane is a fight.
Yeah, I managed to cut it. It was 2 versus 4, a bit of expected outcome.
Yeah.
Top tower
And they're gonna be able to take the tier 2. It looks like TCM are aiming for that trade though, or at least are gonna be having peace with it because they're taking a tier 1, getting their own gold up, and not really caring too much about what Mousesports takes in return because they just need their core items up. That's more important right now than to stop their opponents from getting more. Oh, Rise has to be careful here. He actually gets a blink dagger, so they will have that initiation.
Radiant's top
Yeah, and I
tower
think
is under
this lineup for TCM, they have a lot more AoE than what we saw coming out in that last game,
Dire's middle tower
where it
is
felt
under
like
attack.
once they got the reverse polarities off, they couldn't really do anything. But on the other hand, Arise isn't actually getting the big reverse polarities as far. He's been getting one-mans over and over again. And they have led to kills, but he's going to probably start needing to take big team fights if he wants to try and break up this lead that Mouse is slowly accumulating.
Yeah, we saw in the previous game already also, like, if you do get that big RP and there's a mechanism on the map, which Fada just completed, it's a very tough thing to still try and make that big team fight going your direction, and they're going to be trying to take down Fada. They should be able to, though, or mechanism RP still being used for that, and again, I mean, yeah, they kill him off, which is great, but it's a solo kill, and they now don't have any way to fight the rest of Mousesports. And it's, you know, Visage is great. Visage, it's a solo mid Visage, you know, good pick off, but it's still a Visage. It's still, in the end, late game, you'll still transition into a support hero. They should be trying to kill off Black instead. Or maybe even Quakefa, who is making a lot of stuff happen on the map, who's continuously pressuring TCM and not allowing them to do anything, basically. Apart from defending where Quakefa is pushing in. And Black is building towards his BKB, got his Ogre Club up. Already has the Helm of the Dominator, as we already saw.
Yeah, he's starting to get pretty big and still not really participating in these fights anyways, and he's actually still being out-farmed by the Tinker, which is also going to be an issue as he has picked up his Blink Dagger at this point.
Yeah, he's gonna be so comfortable with just continuing to split push over and over, everywhere on the map. And TCM are at least gonna be able to pick up this tier 1 bottom. That's great for them, more gold. Unless the birds are gonna get a deny. No, they're too late. They tried though.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Gotta
fallen.
compliment them for trying. But Mousesports, they rule the show right now. They are almost 7,500 gold in favor. Experience graph, not that big of a difference because of course TCM is still having, well, is still able to farm, especially of course the lanes where Quakefa is pushing in. But they're not getting anything done. And the kills that they get are nice, are pick-offs, but they don't get anything in return for those kills, which is something that Mouz does get.
Yeah, they're not really having the success at taking anything on the map right now. They need to try and wrest some of this control, especially of the Radiant jungle, away from the Mouse lineup. Just because Black has pretty much been sitting in the jungle for the last 5 or so minutes, completely left alone, just farming the bottom lane from time to time, never pushed out. And if he keeps getting that farm, TCM are going to have to deal with it at some point, and they're not really getting farm on either of their big heroes, the Juggernaut or the Furion at the moment.
Yeah, the good thing for Co-Audio, he just picked up a familiar, so that's extra 100 gold. Every little
And he
bit
uses
counts.
that to get a Yasha, actually, so it looks like maybe a Manta coming out from him.
More pushing
also
power, I guess.
Yeah, it gives pushing power. I mean, we could also see it going to the great item Sanjin Yasha. Ooh, Sanjin Yasha, that item that I don't gets picked up very rarely by people who are messing around.
Oh, Arise, he just jumped himself in, gets a disruption instantly. Fast trying to do what he can to stop Arise from doing anything, as he will still go down to go audio Sinrin. Gonna be able to stay alive this time, but nice reactions for the disruption. Not able to get anything off it. They might have thought they were able to get Arise, but no. It was, of course, it started out with the smoke from Mousesports. So I guess the smoke didn't really amount to anything apart from leading Past to his death.
Yeah, it was only the 2 supports up there. I'm not sure who they were hoping to catch out, because they don't really do enough damage right now to pick anyone off quickly. Maybe Nature's Prophet was the goal. And if they had found him, it probably would have been an easy kill. But anyone else, and it becomes an issue.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet actually has, of course, got his hand on Midas. He's got 3k gold almost. Kind of curious to see what he's going to be buying. I was expecting a Shadow Blade Steel just to allow him to split push a bit more effectively. But he's taking his time with buying it. He could actually pick it up right now. If he wants to. Does he
I
want
think
to, though?
Shadow Blade is just like the absolute standard, and he goes for it. Nature's Prophet at this point, after they buffed it months ago now, everyone just gets Shadow Blade on Nature's Prophet because of how great it is for split pushing. It gives you attack speed, damage, and it gives you the ability to go invisible while you're channeling your teleport away. So it makes you real safe, or at least feel safe for these split pushing. And can't ever imagine seeing people not picking that up right now.
True, we see Black just taking down an enormous ancient stack. And he has now got his BKB ready if he wants to. He could even buy a complete new one if he wants to, almost. That much gold he picked up. And Tinker that's going for Silent Vice. No real surprise there. And he is just, I mean, he died twice before he had his boot to travel. And after that, he's just been able to do everything that he wants to. Ooh, go audio with an invisibility. We're looking for an Omni Slash. Perhaps it's gonna be going for it. But Black does have enough HP to sustain it, and he's gonna just try to TP out. Should not, no, he's not able to do it. Sinrin trying to help out. Go audio, gonna try to go for these supports. Oh, Quakefact coming in with the March of the Machines, and now Go audio gonna get nuked down. He is going down. Good trade still, though. Killing off Black is definitely worth it, unless they lose more, but they don't. Everybody from Mousesports coming in to try and save Black, but Black ending up still dead.
Yeah, it ends up being a trade of the carry for the carry, but Juggernaut got basically, it wasn't a solo kill because Nature's Prophet showed up, but still a very good kill for him, gives him quite a bit of experience, and that Yasha working wonders there for the bonus attack speed with the one attack that they needed to get that kill on Black before he got out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, great pick off, and as you said, I mean, it is definitely worth it. In the meantime, Arise is, well, hurting himself a bit in the jungle. He's got 1500 gold. Question is, BKB or Refresher? As Darkseer goes down in the jungle still.
BKB or Refresher on Magnus? Probably Refresher. I don't think we see the BKB picked up that much on Magnus.
Yeah, lately it's been the
lately
choice.
It's been a thing. I know lately it's been the sort of the thing, and maybe they keep going for it here, but there are still a lot of spells that go through it, like the Demonic Purge, that they might be concerned about. And I'm not. I mean, maybe if he's just really worried about getting disrupted, there aren't that many great stuns for stopping him from RPing on the side of Mousesports. I don't know that he needs the BKB here.
Now we see Fada going for an Aghanims. So we'll have his third familiar up at some point. Able to attack more people with it. Maybe able to take a solo kill at some point, but doubt it still. And Sinrin is going to be going for Atsi. Split Earth misses though, and there's a Dust. Cooldown misses as well. Are they actually? They're going to chase him down. Let's see how far they can get. Let's see if Atsi can get himself out of there. Here comes the homing missile. Split Earth once again dodged, but the homing missile and the lightning and the Rocket Barrage, it's still too much.
Yeah, but in the meantime, Fada did go down the mid lane to Juggernaut, and they used reverse polarity for that once again.
I guess it's an okay pickup. Still leaving Black alone. If they get a tier 2 tower out of this, that would be even a bigger pickup, but they don't. Demonic Purge up on Wern and his mechanism already on cooldown, tries it back. Darkseer Wall actually does a lot of damage. Wern is still gonna get Split Earth. And here comes Arise. No more RP, as you already mentioned. It is still gonna be Sinrin that gets picked up. Telekinesis up on Black. But it is TCM that runs. They hide, they back, they have to flee from this one. Especially with Black still chasing him down.
Yeah, in that mid-fight they end up trading Darkseer for Leshrac. Probably not what TCM want to be doing. The homing missile finally hits Arise all the way back in his base.
Middle tower is under attack.
Well, Mousesports, rather than losing a tier 1 off that kill pick up mid of Fada, they are looking to take down the tier 2. There's only 2 tier 2s left standing on the side of TCM. Oh, Hex ready. Arise. First time that he notices that one. He's gonna be able to get himself out with that one, but looks like
he just picked it up and blinked into the fight with the Hex to get that off. So they know it's there now, but that's the sort of thing that becomes very difficult for TCM to fight through. We're gonna have the Refresher Scythe up at 24 minutes.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
pretty big deal for Quakefa to have that already. It's going to make these fights very difficult for TCM, especially Arise, who's going to want to be getting RPs off in the fight, and it's going to be difficult if he's constantly a pig.
Yeah, I would assume so. Atsi hiding in the jungle on the top lane. Right now, of course, we can compare Quakefa to Atsi. I mean, it's split push versus split push, but Quakefa right now just able to make such a bigger difference on the map than Atsi can. It is really tough for the Nature's Prophet just to try to get something done with split pushing. Because every time he's got a bit of a foot in the door, Tinker slams it shut. The mid lane in the meantime, Go Audio getting slowed, but he should be able to get away. Yeah. He actually bought something just now. What did he buy? Oh, it's gonna be his Manta Cell that's ready on the side of Go Audio.
Yeah, so just
Oh,
finishing that
Tinker sprouted up. Iron Shell there as well. Quakefa, they might actually be able to blink to bring him down here. Never mind. Bottle's charge is still there. Should be able to blink in just a second. Blink, Quakefa. There we go. And he should be able to be home after another blink. That would have been a major pickup if they actually got that.
Yeah, getting the Tinker, but really good blinking actually by Quakefa. He blinks over the trees to make sure he buys time and then blinks up a cliff to set up the teleport. Just going the safest route, not freaking out and just trying to run towards his base, blink towards his base.
Top lane, Arise gets a double, or Arise doesn't get a double kill, Quakefa gets a double kill. Arise went down as well as Atsi. The two stand-ins getting picked off with Quakefa coming in there with the Hex.
Radiant's bottom
And the
tower
disruption
is
being
under
there as well. In the meantime though, TCM trying to make something happen on the bottom lane, but hey, look at that, Quakefa.
Dire's top tower
He is already bottom again, Martin and Machines, making
Dire's
it
structures are fortified.
almost impossible for TCM to get a push going.
Yep, that's the problem they're going to run into. Their pushing power comes from Juggernaut with Healing Ward and then Treants from Nature's Prophet.
Dire's
And it
top
turns
tower
out March of the
has
Machines
fallen.
really good at countering that. Black Cannon really good at countering that. And even lightning spam coming out from Leshrac can really help clear up that sort of a push. And they're not really having any success gaining some momentum here trying to take these towers down.
Yeah, and about towers going down, Mousesports just took the last tier 2 down from TCM, so probably gonna be the Roshan dying next for Mousesports, and then they can push up to the high ground. And they don't even need to, I think, at least not force the issue. They don't need to force the issue. They've been split pushing the entire time, and at some point they'll reach the tier 3 and TCM will be on the wrong side of the map and they'll be able to chip off some damage off the tier 3s constantly and just continue to exert their control with this. There's almost 11k, actually almost 12k I say, gold in favor of Mousesports experience graph. Look at the experience graph. It was even for a
Pretty
very
odd.
long time and then boom, goes up after those 2 kills that we saw on the top lane. TCM not able to get anything in return that time.
Yeah, it's a really strange looking experience graph. Mouse, they have an advantage right now, and they definitely control enough of the map that if they want, they can sit here and just try and grind it out on TCM, build more and more advantage. But with the way the game is right now, we see one of the biggest players for the TCM lineup, Atsi, on the Nature's Prophet, has nothing up. So they can try and take advantage of that. If they buy time farming for themselves, it's going to give him time to try and catch up as well, and he only really needs to pick up something like a Scythe to really start getting involved in these fights. And we already see him up to 2,000 gold, so I kind of expect them to lay the pressure on sooner rather than later.
Radiant's
Yeah,
top
the thing
tower
that
is
TCM
under
also
attack.
really needs, I mean, the thing that they excel at in this game is team fight. They've got a RP, that's their thing. Team fight, Blade Fury, have yourself a Nature's Prophet ulti going through at the same time. Fade Bolt, maybe something that Rubik stole. Martial Machines would be ideal even. But they can't get it because Mousesports, they're not 5-manning Dota right now, so you can't expect to get even a 5-man RP, let alone 3-man, because Mousesports is split pushing as much as TCM does and is doing it better right now because of what you said, because of that Nature's Prophet not being able to get anything done because he doesn't have anything. And actually we see a smoke up 3-man Dota right now. Fada is excluded out of this party. But they are going to be able to find Go Audio there, looking for a disruption, maybe. No, the Monarch Purge first. Home Missile going to hit as well. Flak Cannon doing some damage to Blueberry Ninja, who actually stole himself the Soul Catcher. It's a nice one to get. But they aren't able to get any kills with that smoke, unless they can get Schwerner, who's getting turned into a piglet. Here comes some birds. And the cooldown as well. Everybody out of range from the cooldown, though. And it is still going to be a kill, though. Quakefa with the rockets killing off Blueberry Ninja. Go Audio. Going to be focused or forced already out of sight of the base. There goes an RP, but disruption to save Fada, and Arise running for his life because Black is out for him, and he gets him as well. Actually, Pass taking the credit of the kill. In the meantime, split push finally happening, but Quakefa, he dusts, he rockets, he hexes, he rockets, he kills, and it is just that is the story of split push. Quakefa, and then bigger than at sea, basically.
And Tinker picks up Dagon 2.
Level 2. That's gonna be, yeah. That just says the state of the game right now.
Yeah, Mouse really far ahead at this point. Quakefa just doing work everywhere on the map at the moment. It's hard to kind of imagine what TCM are going to do about this. They're getting out split pushed, and it looks like their lineup kind of wanted to be doing some split pushing of its own. Otherwise, why do you really pick up Nature's Prophet if not to do that split pushing? Quakefa picks up the 3rd level of Dagon now, and Nature's Prophet is completely unsafe anywhere on the map. Tinker can burst him down from full health to 0.
This is a surprise level 3 Dagon.
Well, they've had opportunity to see it if they're checking where he's teleporting on the map, maybe looking.
This is the first time that he teleported out with it, right? Or the second time?
Well, he had level 2 before, so they won't know it's level 3 maybe, but the difference there is kind of minor.
We are seeing a Blink Dagger now up on the Darkseer. Might be making something more happening for TCM. I mean, they have a Blink Dagger Magnus. They can try to go for that big Blink Vacuum Blink RP combination if they can get lucky. But they need to hope that Mousesports is letting themselves get caught out in a location like that and actually have an opening for that kind of RP. And we know Mousesports. I don't think that they're going to give that.
No, there's really no reason for them to clump up, especially with the way they're playing right now. Quakefa is never really going to be in the middle of a fight. Black doesn't need to stand in the middle either, and those are the 2 heroes they really need to catch with their RP. So expect to never see them standing particularly close to each other, and as a result, these RPs never having a big effect on the team fights.
Wow, Arise has a Shadow Blade.
Pretty
Tries to find the
aggressive,
Tinker. Very aggressive. They noticed it though, so no longer a surprise Shadow Blade, but it's gonna be tough. Mousesports coming in from the side, gonna be Demonic Purging Arise. He's gonna be going into the Shadow Blade. They still see him though, and they can kill him off as well. And Omni Slash trying to delay the execution of Go Audio. He is actually able to pick off Quakefa with that. He does go down for it, but picking up the Tinker, not a bad score for him. And of course, Pass, he already had that Gem of True Sight for the Nature's Prophet, I believe, or for just counter warding in general. So that was Arise not being safe with that, as Aghanims is ready up on Fada, and Roshan is going to be their target. And with that, they're probably going to feel secure enough to try and go up high ground.
Yeah, they'll wait until they get the Aegis, which is pretty standard play. At this point, you take all the other towers, you go take in Roshan, get the Aegis, then try and high ground with it. They're going to probably wait for Quakefa to be up, though. He has a lot of their farm, and there's no real reason for them to try and take high ground without it. He does so much damage that he can burst heroes down. And of course, the Scythe of Eyes, he can just make sure that no RPs ever get off.
In the meantime, of course, we kind of, you know, it's Tinker that's making a lot happen, and we kind of ignored Black. Or at least Black hasn't really, maybe TCM has maybe a bit ignored Black because he's just been farming and he's not been really involved in that many fights, as we've already pointed out. He's got a Sanjin Yasha, he's got himself a Butterfly, and he is looking pretty tough to kill right now if he wasn't already beforehand.
Yeah, and of course I talk about how no one ever buys Sanjin Yasha.
Yeah, and they do it, they do it.
He's
Loda buys Sanjin Yasha on his Gyrocopter.
Yeah, Loda was the one I was thinking of, and I was like, barely anyone ever does unless they're messing around. And it's Loda when he builds Race Car Gyro with like Ethereal Blade and Sanjin Yasha.
Exactly.
No
Though
idea
he
what
normally
he's doing.
has a Sanjin Yasha in one of the first items, and this is a pretty late one from Black. But it is still a very fast build for him, and actually in the mid lane we have got Quakefa again in trouble, goes down again. RP being used for that. It actually seemed like it was actually used after Quakefa already died, but oh well. Probably
Want to
not.
secure the kill, I can't blame them. Quakefa is the guy to kill right now on the map.
Yeah.
If he's down, it really frees up TCM to try and push towers, and of course he has no buyback because he's been constantly buying Dagon recipes that
Yeah.
extra gold.
Well,
But
it's
it's almost
yeah,
feel
you're
like TCM are really gaining any momentum. This is when they're the safest on the map. When that Tinker's down, maybe they expect him to have buyback and they don't want to get in a weird position where he just teleports into the fight. And that is the kind of thing that has to be aware of.
Yeah, we do see just TCM just, you know, with those pickups, they actually buy some time for themselves and hope that they can at some point outsplit push Mousesports. With the heroes that they have, though, that's gonna be tough. Like, basically, if we look purely at lineups, purely at heroes, I'm still gonna put it in hands of Mousesports very, very late game.
Yeah, and they're not actually really
Radiant's
gaining
bottom
anything. They're
tower
finally
is
going for a
under
tower
attack.
push, and they're going to get tier 2 bottom for free. But
Radiant's
they're
bottom
not
tower has
really
fallen.
accomplishing anything. They've picked off Quakeba twice now, and that's the first tower they actually got off the back of it. He respawns now,
Dyer's
and the
top
push
tower
comes from the
is
top
under
lane from
attack.
Mouz.
Well, let's see how far they can get. There's still fortification up. There we go. It's actually now it's down because it's just used. Tinker can be here again. Actually, he was already here. Should have seen the Martian Machine spam already. But Black, look at him. He's just standing there. He actually gets the tower to miss a couple of times on him, and he is just killing off that tier 3
Dyer's
like it's no problem. And nothing TCM is doing to try and stop his barracks are gonna be next. We of course have got a Magnus that has got an RP up his sleeve, but he wants to have more than just Black, probably. And the vacuum only catches out Black, does create an illusion of him, and that's nice for Werner because it's probably the best target to copy. But
Radiant's bottom tower
this is
under
Mousesports just
attack.
waiting until the wall's done, and then they can go again. What's stopping them?
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to talk about the positioning. They're going to make sure Quakeba just stays back. They don't, as long as he doesn't stand near Black, TCM are in this weird position where Arise wants to RP, but he can't RP anyone but Black, and if he RPs Black, then the initiation from Mouz is just going to come in, and they're going to get team wiped.
Yeah, and that's Mousesports taking 2 sets of racks, with the birds of course helping out, but they don't lose anything for it. Maybe a bit of health points on Black that are missing, but hey, he has got a Helm of the Dominator. He's gonna be healed up in no time. So that was lane 1. Mousesports rotate mid. TCM, they have to continue looking for that opening. That's the only thing that they can hope for. Continue looking for that opening, have that big team fight that they can throw up everything in, and then hope to force Mousesports out with that, or at least maybe even win a team fight, as in kill off people. But that's gonna be tough. At least force them out right now. Delay the pushes coming in from Mousesports should be their main priority.
Yeah, TCM are in the position where they're playing more to hoping Mouz makes a mistake. And that's not how you want to play a game of Dota. You want it to rely on your skill, how you play, not on hoping the enemy team does something stupid. As long as Mouz don't clump up, reverse polarity just doesn't have an effect on the game. And that's kind of why we're seeing Magnus become less and less of a popular pick. Teams have just learned how to play against him. Pick these teams that can stay split apart, push into towers without committing everything onto the hill. And then just Magnus doesn't do anything.
Yep. There we go again. Black is just sitting there. Tower attacking him or not. That's 4 misses in a... How many misses did he just get in a row? Miss. Poor tower. It's like the most unlucky tower in the world. The top tower was a lot more lucky than that one. And Black,
Tower has fallen.
he is just being able to stand there right now. Fable's going through, doesn't hurt him that much. There goes the RP though. Vacuum in, and a lot of damage being done on Mousesports, but is it going to be enough? It doesn't look like it. We see Darkseer going down, Arise going down. Quakeba still getting dropped, so that's a good one for TCM, but can they get more? Buyback from the Darkseer. Darkseer will going down as Goadio just dodged himself a soul assumption. Nice job there, able to keep himself up. Black coming back, he still has an Aegis, still hasn't died. Werner gonna be Rocket Barrage to death, and he just bowed back, so he is dead for a very long time. There goes Atsi as well, and that is gonna be 2 heroes left alive that cannot hope to defend their base right now, and they call it GG after that fight.
Yeah, and Arise pretty much got the best reverse polarity he could hope to get. I think it was on 3 heroes, one of them Quakeba. They want to catch Black and Quakeba, but again, never going to stand next to each other.
Dyer's bottom
So he gets 3 heroes, does a lot of burst damage, and does his best. But there's not enough follow-up. They can't kill Black off at this point anyways. With the butterfly and the BKB, he's just too powerful. And that's pretty much all she wrote. TCM called GG.
Yeah, waiting for the throne to go down if admins give the commands or if the players have to do it themselves. There's
There
the
we go.
command. So this was indeed the last game of the night. It is of course StarLadder that you are watching or that you were watching. And it was game number 2 of day number 5. And tomorrow we shall be back and it is 5 p.m. that the games start. Which is exactly 12 hours later than when the G1 League final starts, which I'm gonna recommend you watch. Like, screw up your sleeping schedule. 5 a.m. CEST time is when the game starts. Of course, if you want to watch the All-Star match, it's gonna be 1 hour before that, 4 a.m. CEST time. But it should be a brilliant match to watch regardless. So check that out. It's not gonna be casted by me though. I'm just making commercials for others because you should watch it. It's just gonna be good Dota. It's gonna be East meeting West, and that is gonna be a sight for sore eyes. So yeah, of course, as I said, I'm Sheever. You can find me on SheeverGaming.com, and you can find me on Twitter.com/SheeverGaming, and basically anything SheeverGaming is mine. So follow and subscribe and like and everything like that. And come back tomorrow. Of course, my co-caster for tonight was Kanaz. Go plug yourself in and shout outs and everything like that.
Sure, I'm Kanaz. If you like my casting, feel free to check me out at twitch.tv/Kanazda, or you can follow me on Twitter at KanazDota. And that's pretty much all the places I try to update anytime I go live, and I cast pretty much every day as well.
No shoutouts?
No, still no shoutouts. I gotta
Okay.
figure out some shoutouts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find friends.
Okay, good. That's a good goal to have. Shouldn't be too hard in Dota. Actually, I've been finding a lot of friendly people in the solo matchmaking. And good games
You
as well.
must be maybe the European servers are nicer. I don't
Maybe.
know.
Could be. Time to queue up on US or Europe West. See how that goes. But yeah, thank you for watching here. Of course, I know that there's other people that you can watch as well, and I'm kind of actually semi-shocked that we have this many people watching here, while there is also, of course, a cast going on by Toby, so big thanks to you. Shout out to all of you who do enjoy our casting, and hope to see you again tomorrow, 1700 CEST time, StarLadder. Probably gonna be 5 matches in a row, so a big night of Dota coming your way. As for tonight, if you want to continue watching competitive Dota, I'm gonna say tough luck for you, because there's nothing going on anymore tomorrow. Everybody basically preparing to go to bed early, to wake up early, to watch G1 League in or live from Shanghai. So yeah, probably something you should be considering as well, if you actually want to be getting up at that ungodly hour. Thank you also for Kanaz for being here. It was a blast once again, and bit one-sided games today again, but at some point we'll have an amazing, awesome, even game.
Yeah, I
There's no
think as all the higher tier professional teams start playing,
Yeah.
maybe we'll start seeing the closer and closer games.
Yeah, of course, Alliance is in the StarLadder Season 6 as well, but they can't play because they are actually playing in the G1 League, so they're in Shanghai at the moment. Anyways, I'm gonna be throwing out a promo for StarLadder, a promo for me, commercials for me, music by me, and then I'm gonna see what I'm gonna be doing next. Gonna hang you up, Kanaz, and everybody have a good night.
Yeah, see ya. Thanks for having me.
Season 6 of the legendary StarLadder TV series. 16 top European teams, 120 season matches plus an epic LAN final voiced by your favorite shoutcasters. Watch the StarLadder TV matches using your Dota 2 client. Get an exclusive StarLadder HUD. Tickets on sale now.